Good evening. Welcome to Tcpc Auto Service Technology Open House. I'd like to just start off by saying here in Auto Service, this is where we work on the vehicles, anywhere from tires and oil changes to engines, transmissions, and anything in between. Just to make sure that you're in the right place. Auto body is where we do painting, dent repair, rust repair, body panels, different things like that. So we are here in Auto Service Technology, and I thank you for joining us this evening. I first want to start off by saying thank you for taking a look at Tcpc. Hopefully you've checked out some other programs this evening, something that piques your interest. There are no bad programs here at Tcpc. Please take a look at all of the programs that you'd like to and make a decision based on a program that you have a passion for and that excites you. In doing so, your chances of success here at Tcpc greatly improve. But again, thank you for taking a look at Tcpc, and we're going to get started with our presentation. First off, I'm going to introduce who we have here with us this evening. Start off with myself. I am the instructor of the Auto Service program. My name is David Beechler, or as the students like to call me, Mr. B. I have been in the auto repair industry for 30 years. This is my 7th year teaching here at Tcpc. I am an ASC certified master technician. Also, I am a GM certified technician. I spent many years in the GM dealerships. I have owned and operated my own auto repair and towing service. And I have been service manager in a GM dealership. So I say that only to let you know a little bit about my background as far as what I can bring to the table for you in teaching you a career in the automotive industry. I am married, married of 17 years. I have 5 kids, 4 grandkids. And I'm just a regular down-to-earth guy. You know, I like, of course, anything cars and racing, but anything, you know, outdoors, hunting, fishing, camping. But, you know, my main priority is my family. So, you know, just to give you a little bit of background about myself, and then I would also like to introduce one of our VOCs here, Mrs. Janet Barron.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mrs. Barron, and I am one of the VOCs here. I'm an intervention specialist. If you receive services under a 504 plan or an IEP at your home school, you would continue to receive services here. You would be assigned a program VOC who will monitor your grades, write your IEP, meet with you and the program instructor, meet with you and your parents at your annual review, and sort of be your first go-to person for any help you might need, or in helping you, you know, find answers to questions you might have. This is my 5th year teaching at working at Tcpc. I have been a teacher for 32 years. I am married, no kids. I lived in New York State for some time, and my husband and I spend quite a bit of time there when we can on Chautauqua Lake in the summertime, and we like to go over and, believe it or not, enjoy the snow in the wintertime. So, since we don't get much here. So we look forward to seeing you. If you choose automotive services, you can't go wrong. Mr. Beechler is a great teacher and a great source of information. So hopefully we'll see some of you in August, if not all of you that are on the call. Okay, so have a good night and Merry Christmas.
Then I'd like to also introduce one of our academic teachers here at Tcpc. He is a math teacher here with us, and this is Mr. Sam DeGennaro.
Good evening. As Mr. Beecher said, my name is Mr. DeGennaro, Sam DeGennaro, one of the math teachers. I want to take the time to, again, thank you for not only participating in the virtual open house here at Tcpc, but spending a particular amount of time to be in the auto service program and learn a little bit more about it. This is my 16th year of teaching. This is my 9th year here at Tcpc. I did spend 7 years teaching at Euclid Central Middle School up in Euclid, Ohio. So much more appreciation for this thing called career and tech education, which I'll be talking about in details here in a little bit. I do have 2 boys. I am married. I have a list of a variety of different hobbies. As the screen kind of pops up now, you'll see that why career and tech education works. As you look at those statistics, talks about learning, being prepared to graduate. Here at the TCTC, we talk about the 3E program: enrolled, enlisted, or employed. Okay, coming to TCTC, that you should strive to at least go towards one of those 3 things. But a lot of times, parents or even students think that being employed, enlisted, or enrolled are separate activities. And the fact is that what we try to do here at TCTC is really do those 3 things interchangeably. For example, if you come here in the auto service to be certified to be a mechanic, there's no reason why you can do that and also be enrolled to go to college and simultaneously. Every year we have a senior that spent their summer of their junior year going to boot camp and enlisting. They come back here, they finish out their career tech, knowing that they're going to be enlisted, but either coming out of that enlistment, that military service, to be either employed or enroll into college. So those 3 things are interwoven. If you didn't have an opportunity to go to one of our academic sessions and you have questions at the very end of this session, please feel free to type in the chat box, and I can answer anything regarding academic class offerings here or any college credit plus classes that you would like to know information about here. This time, I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. Beachler.
Okay, thank you, Mr. DeGennaro. So let's talk a little bit about the auto service program. During your time here, during the 2 years here at TCTC Auto Service, we will be going over, first and foremost, safety. Safety is always at the forefront of everything that we do. So you are required, and it's made mandatory to pass safety tests and understand the safety of the shop and the facility before you even go into the lab. Shop practices. We will learn and understand your basic shop practices for the automotive service. Of course, academics. Mr. DeGennaro talked about academics, and academics are very important and integral to what we do in the auto service program. Business practices. Business practices in the sense of you'll learn how to create repair orders, how to build parts, look up parts, inventory, schedule, all of the daily ins and outs of how to run a business or what it takes to run a shop. Then we move into the nitty-gritty of everything. Tool identification. Throughout the 2 years, you'll learn different tools, techniques, and how to use those properly and safely. Now, as far as the actual vehicles themselves, through your 2 years here, you will learn vehicle maintenance, anything from oil changes and brakes, again, to small engine repairs, engines, transmissions, so on and so forth. Then we move into, our brakes, steering and suspension systems, engine performance, engine repair, electrical systems, and just in general transportation foundations. So with everything that you learn here over the course of the 2 years, to help you be successful, not only to graduate, but to further your career in the automotive industry, whether you choose to go to college, further your education, or as Mr. DeGennaro stated, enlist in the military. Part of what we do here helps you obtain those goals. One of the things that we are involved in here as a whole at Tcpc is Skillsusa. That is a worldwide organization that is helping to bridge the gap between students and the industry that needs workers. You will have the opportunity to get CPR, first aid certified. And the big thing out of all this is the ASE entry-level certifications. ASE, if you're not familiar with ASE, is basically the gold standard for the automotive industry. The more ASE certifications you can obtain, the more money you will make in the industry. ASE is by far a worldwide recognized certification and is sought after by many technicians. Along with the ASE, we have SP2, WD-40, Valvoline, ALI lift certifications. The list just goes on and on for the certifications that you can actually obtain through this program. All of which will help you to gain employment at a higher rate of pay, look very good on a college application or military enlistment. What do you need to be ready to come to Tcpc Auto Service? There's a whole list of stuff there, but I'm only going to concentrate on two of those. One being credit deficient. We would like that you're no more than 2 credits deficient before you come to Tcpc. But that's not even as big as attendance. In order to be successful here at Tcpc, you have to maintain good attendance. We are a hands-on program. So that being said, it's different than what you've been accustomed to your whole school career. We usually spend about the first half hour to 45 minutes of our day in a classroom learning hands-on in theory, why things work, how they work together, so on and so forth. Then we spend the rest of the time, usually around 2 hours, in the lab doing hands-on activities. Whether that hands-on activity is doing customer service work, sometimes you have opportunities to work on your own vehicles. We have shop vehicles that you can work on, and or just doing projects around the lab. That is hands-on time that if you're not here, that's really hard to make up. Can it be done? Yes. Are there extenuating circumstances that you have to miss some time? Yes, we understand that, and we'll work with you. But by and large, attendance is probably the biggest obstacle for some people here at the Tcpc. So being ready for Tcpc is just make sure that you can be here on a daily basis. We are an ASE accredited training program. Again, ASE is worldwide, and ASE has an education foundation that accredits schools that go through a stringent accreditation process. We just, this beginning of this school year, I was just able to renew that accreditation for another 5 years. And every 5 years, it has to be re-renewed. The gentleman from ASE that came to look at our program, and they look at it through a magnifying glass and with a fine-tooth comb, said by and large in his 12 years of doing this is one of the best programs he's seen to be able to become accredited. So we are very proud of that, and this coincides with our ASE entry-level certifications. This is our career tree for auto service technology. And what this is a list of careers in the automotive industry. Now, this isn't every career that's available in the automotive industry. This is just the select handful. And there are many, many careers in the industry. Anything from washing cars, detailers, parts deliveries, all the way up to technicians, engineers, salesmen, service manager, so on and so forth, okay? So all of those jobs, what we do the first couple weeks of your junior year is we actually research what jobs are in the industry to help give you or help you to understand, in order to get to that end goal of career, what do you need to do to get there? What steps do you need to do to be able to make that goal a reality? What education do you need to do? What certifications do you need to have? And then what we do is, once we figure that out, where you want to be, we write your name on a leaf, you stick it on the tree. That way it reminds you every day that you're in the lab of what your end goal is going to be through this program. And with that, this is a snapshot out of Career Tech Education Magazine for transportation, distribution, and logistics. And what that is in a nutshell, is planes, trains, and automobiles. Everything that is in a store that you buy has to get there somehow, okay? So that is all considered transportation, distribution, and logistics. It's really hard to see, so I blew it up on the next slide for you. If you look in the middle there, automotive service technicians, 740,000 jobs projected in the next 10 years in the United States. That's a ton of jobs. So what that's saying is there is a dire need for people in this industry. At the bottom, on Ohio Means Jobs, I love numbers and facts. So on the bottom, as of Monday, within 50 miles of Tcpc, there were 170,000 jobs available in the automotive industry. So what does that mean for you? You can be very successful at being a student in this program. Last year's graduates, 2020 graduates, 90% of my graduates earned credentials during the 2 years that they were here. So again, that goes back to employment in college. Over 70% of my 2020 graduates are either working in the automotive field and or going to college to further their education in the automotive industry. So it is very obtainable, and you can be very, very successful in this field. These are just a few pictures of our lab. We have tool room. There's one of our tool rooms, pictures of our diagnostic equipment, our shop there on the bottom. Then we have a picture on the left of our machine room. We have 3 brake lathes, 2 parts washers, a sandblaster, a drill press, and our parts room. We keep it stocked up with all the pieces and parts and chemicals that we need to run on a daily basis. These are just some of the pictures of jobs that we perform. Stark State is one of our colleges that we partner with. Just a couple student testimonies here. Corrado Terranova, he actually stated that before he came to this class, he didn't understand the difference between the brake pedal and the gas pedal. He is now a very successful, he graduated last year. He is very successful. He's working in a local dealership, making $17 an hour. Mr. Pagan graduated 3 years ago. He wouldn't be where he is today without this class. Again, working in a local dealership, making almost $20 an hour. Okay, just the opportunities are endless for you. These are just a small snapshot of some of the employers where our students get hired and industry partners that we work with. And if you look down through that list, there's a lot of well-known names in the area, a lot of well-known dealerships and repair facilities, parts stores. On the other side are our college partners that we work with. Again, just a handful of them, and a lot of well-known colleges in our area and across the country that actually you're able to get credit towards by taking this class. So all of that, please, again, make an informed decision and make a decision that is right for you. Something that you're passionate about in our applications for priority, the deadline is January 15th. And the last 3 years, if this program is something that interests you, I can tell you the program has been a closed program for the last 3 years. That means we take the first 25 students and then you go on a waiting list. So the sooner you get your application in, the better chances you have of choosing the program that's right for you. I want to thank everybody for coming this evening, and you know, just I appreciate your time in checking out Automotive Service. And at this time, we will open up the chat for any questions or comments that you may have. While we're waiting for some questions to come in, I'll give you guys a little tour here real quick. This is some of the newer equipment that we've gotten in the last couple years here. Our Snap-on Diagnostic Center. And we have an engine here, a 6.0 engine that was actually donated by General Motors. All of our demonstrations for the lab, we have a 70-inch TV in the lab. So everybody doesn't have to be congregated around the vehicle of the demonstration I'm giving. We project it right onto the screen so everybody can see it all at the same time. We have a state-of-the-art alignment machine and rack. We have 2 tire changers, wheel balancer over there to do mountain balance wheels and tires. And you can see we have a lot of space in here for vehicles. We have 8 bays to be able to work on vehicles, and normally through the course of the year, these 8 bays are pretty jammed full. We have an extra tool storage area back here for some of our bigger equipment that's locked up in the cage. And these tables over here are actually the tables I have set up to do demonstrations for my juniors and seniors during our remote learning time here. I'm still doing demonstrations and helping them to understand everything that they can in these trying times. Our classroom is actually upstairs. So our classroom is right in the lab here. And then we also have more workroom storage and tool storage upstairs. We have our parts room and tool room and machine room over here behind Mrs. Barron. So again, very, very spacious shop, and we try and keep state-of-the-art equipment for you. Again, if there's any questions, please put them in the chat box.
Good.
All right, very good. So yeah, we answered that for you. Hopefully you liked what you saw in the shop. Okay, so if there's no other questions, oh, there's another one. Examples of hands-on projects that you would do. We have, with our ASC, we teach by Ohio education standards, but actually ASC is more stringent in their standards. So ASC has what we call task sheets, and everything that we do hands-on is what we would consider hands-on projects in the lab. So it could be anything from changing tires to doing oil changes, repairing valve cover gaskets. I mean, if you think about anything that you could do on a car, those are pretty much our hands-on projects that we work on in the auto service lab. Great question. Anybody else?
What Would we do tune-ups or oil?
Tune-ups, oh, absolutely, absolutely. Tune-ups and oil changes, yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt. Oil changes, usually we learn oil changes within the first 4 to 6 weeks of school, your junior year. So yeah, and tune-ups, we do customer service work. So I run this just like a repair facility. If somebody needs work done, they call us, tell us what they need, and we do it. If it's a tune-up, change of spark plugs, fuel filters, whatever the case may be, we take care of it. We do engine replacements, we do transmission replacements, we do steering, suspension. I mean, you name it. We cover it and do it. Great questions. Okay, well, again, I thank you for visiting us here at Tcpc Auto Service, and hopefully we will see you back here in August. If you have any other questions or concerns, my contact information is on our website. Please feel free to give me a call or email me. And I thank you and have a good evening.